Andres Montes is credited with coining and popularizing the phrase tiki-taka during the TV commentary on La Sexta during the 2006 FIFA World Cup. Tiki-taka has gone on to be widely associated with Pep Guardiola and the Spanish national team, but one team in Spain doesn't play tiki-taka. They are known for a balanced yet explosive, lethal counter-attacking style of play, and that is Real Madrid. They're easily the best team in the world, and many fear that they can actually do anything.
Between the two, is it? No, that's it!
So in this video, we're going to ask Real Madrid to do something they've never done before, which is play tiki-taka football. This idea came from a recent success I had playing tiki-taka with Exeter City in the lower leagues of English football. We had success competing for promotion twice in the Sky Bet League 1, despite being predicted to finish in the bottom half of the league. But you guys asked if the same system that worked for lowly Exeter can also work at elite level. So we're going to find out. And Real Madrid, a team that is synonymous with attacking football and not very comfortable playing possession tiki-taka style of play, that is my team of choice. I've also asked their bitter rivals Barcelona to play the same way and challenge them during this test. So both teams will have to play each other using the same tiki-taka philosophy. Let's see which team is actually better suited for tiki-taka in 2024. Now, tiki-taka is an aggressive possession-based style of play that relies on high pressing and short, intricate passes progressively to try and control the game and break down opposition's defenses. In Football Manager, there is a preset for tiki-taka, but for this experiment, I'm going to create the tiki-taka tactic myself, or I've already created the tactic with Exeter City, so I'm just going to replicate those instructions for Barcelona and Real Madrid. For Exeter City to achieve some success the way we did in Sky Bet League 1, training played an important part. From pre-season all the way to mid-season and towards the end of the season, I had to adjust the training a whole lot. But for Barcelona and Real Madrid, I've gone on to test the tactic once without adjusting any training schedules or anything like that. And these are the results that we had. So these are the results that I had in the first test when I didn't go on to alter training. Barcelona did better than Real Madrid in this test with 80 points, and Real Madrid came in second place with 77 points. Both teams had the same goal difference of 34 and 34. And if you look at the competitions tab, Real Madrid actually went on as runner-up in the Spanish Cup and runner-up in the Super Cup as well. The team stat shows that Real Madrid, despite finishing in second place, went on to have the highest amount of goals. Barcelona were right behind them with 71. The least conceded, Barcelona and Real Madrid were in third and fourth place, with Barcelona having 37 goals conceded, Madrid conceded 38. Real Madrid and Barcelona did have the most clean sheets with 18 and 17, but I'll tell you why I'm actually going to go ahead and do this test again. If you look at the most points per game, both teams had 2.11, that's Barcelona had 2.11 and Real Madrid had 2.03. The best pass completion, Real Madrid and Barcelona went on to have 90% each. Now the reason why I'm doing this test again, this is the original tactic that I went on to use to get the current results that I have. And the team is currently playing with a mid-block and a much more often trigger press. But with a tiki-taka system, you kind of want to have a high press in there. So we're going to see if there's a difference between the results that we have now and the results that we have when we go on to play with the high press. We're also using an attacking mentality, but ideally for a tiki-taka system, you're going to want to have a positive mentality in there. But the reason why I opted for attacking in this test is because I'm using a shorter passing and a slightly lower tempo. So if I go on to select positive, the team is going to be too passive about their approach when they're trying to build up chances. So just to increase that intensity, I went on to use an attacking mentality. So instead of using a preset tiki-taka, we're going to actually create a brand new system because I want to replicate the Exeter City tactic for Real Madrid and Barcelona. So we're going to use a 4-3-3 DM wide, and starting from the goalkeeper. Okay, first of all, let me do the out of possession instructions. Because I want to change the mid block, we're going to go with the high press this time, and we're also going to go with a much higher defensive line to try and force the opposition to give up possession sooner, to try and reduce the number of passes that the opposition actually has before we regain possession. We're also going to play with a much more often trigger press, asking our team to step up more and compress the field a lot more in the opposition's territory. Now to the goalkeeper, we're opting for a super keeper on support duty. That's what Exeter City went on to use. In the right hand side, I'm going to have a ball playing defender on defend duty. Ideally, Anton Rudiger is going to be here. Alaba is going to play as a central defender on defend duty, and then on the left hand side we're going to have a complete wing back on attack. I'm going to allow the fullback to stay on support duty on the right hand side. In defensive midfield, we're going to opt for a defensive midfielder on defend duty, but the only instruction I'm going to add here is take more risk. In central midfield, what I like to call the Xavi role, I'm going to have a deep line playmaker play on support duty. Ilkay Gundogan or Luka Modric can actually fill that role for Barcelona and Real Madrid. In the Pedri/Iniesta role, I'm going to have a Metala on attack duty. Normally, Jude Bellingham is going to be in here for Real Madrid. On the right, I'm going to have a winger play on attack duty. This could be Lamine Yamal or Rafinha for Barcelona or Freddy Valverde for Real Madrid. And then, of course, inside forward on support duty is going to be on the left-hand side. That could be Vinicius Jr. And then as a striker, I thought about using a deep line playmaker or a deep line forward in Exeter City, but it didn't really work out. And I noticed that I had better results playing a pressing forward on support. And it kind of operates like a deep line forward as well, so that kind of worked. In transition, the team is going to counter press and try to win possession high up the pitch. Remember, we're trying to improve our player or reduce our passing per defensive action. That's the PPDA that we talked about. In transition, we're going to go for a counter press in this sense, and I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the detailed team stats in this first test, if you go all the way down to defending, and you're going to find what we call opposition's passes per defensive action, and then Barcelona and Real Madrid are in 18th and 19th place. They allow 5 passes per opposition's defensive, or opposition actually pass the ball like 5 times before Real Madrid and Barcelona go on to win possession back. That's not very good for a tiki-taka system. Sevilla actually had the highest in 4.5, so we need to get these numbers up. When the team actually has possession, we're going to counter press, and then the goalkeeper is going to slow the pace down. He's going to distribute the ball to the centre backs, and he's also going to take short kicks. Now when the team is in possession, we're going to play with an extremely wide attacking width. They're also going to pass the ball shorter and of course slightly lower tempo, and we're going to play out of defense. That kind of works out. This is exactly how the Exeter City tactic went on to work. In the final third, the team is also going to play low crosses and walk the ball into the box, and their goals. And for dribbling, we're not going to dribble as much. We're going to try to pass the ball very often. And for creative freedom, I didn't really touch anything here for Exeter City because we didn't have the technicality to actually do that. And I'm going to repeat that here and allow the team or the players to actually operate the way they want to do it. So the last thing that we wanted to change, remember, is the mentality from attacking to positive. So this is the one tweak that we're going to make, and then that's the tactic that we're going to use for the second test. When it comes to training, all I did go on to tweak was to go into the calendar and check for wherever the team did not have tiki-taka as a tactical style. So in case you go into the schedule and then you see wing play or something like that in there, I just went ahead throughout the entire calendar from August to May, changed all the wing play that I saw to tiki-taka, and then left all the other weeks to be the way they were. And then I had tiki-taka on the days that we were supposed to have tactical style training. Real Madrid's preseason was average, but they did get off to a flyer in the league. They beat Villarreal 3-1 in their opening fixture at the Santiago Bernabeu, and they followed that up with a 5-1 away win at Sevilla. They had another difficult game against Athletic Club Bilbao at the Santiago, and they went on to win that game also. A penalty from Luka Modric gave Madrid all 3 points. Barcelona had a preseason with mixed feelings, winning all but 2 of their games and losing 6-1 to FC Bayern Munich. But in the league, they didn't have a problem. They actually haven't conceded a goal yet. They've beaten Villarreal by 1-0, and they've also won against Cadiz in the opening game of the season. Real Madrid has played 3 times and they haven't yet lost, and neither has Barcelona, but they've only played 2, and Madrid are first in the league with 9 points, and Barcelona are yet to play against Las Palmas. Real San Sebastian lead the way with average possession of 71, and Real Madrid and Barcelona are in 6th and 7th, where they have only 58% possession. There's still a lot of the season to go anyway. Barcelona are not having the best of seasons with this tiki-taka tactic. They've lost 4-0 to Atletico Madrid, and then although they did win against Real Betis, they followed that up with back-to-back defeats against Real San Sebastian and Granada. Real Madrid, on the other hand, are flying with this tactic. They're yet to lose a game, but they've drawn a couple. Their recent draw was against Valencia at the Mestalla, where they actually drew 2-2, and then I remember that this game actually happened in real life. They've gone on to beat Girona 4-1 and also Alaves, and they're sitting top of La Liga after 8 games with 6 wins and 2 draws. Barcelona are in there in 7th place. They've won 5 games already, so Barcelona are not that far away from Real Madrid yet, but they've lost 3 times in the league and they have 15 points. In the goals category, Real Madrid are leading the line with 22 goals and Barcelona have only 13 goals in the league. Stats wise, Madrid has actually improved to 60% possession, but Barcelona are still in 7th place with only 57% possession. So tiki-taka seems to be working at Real Madrid right now. Barcelona have some catching up to do. After a few draws and a win over Celtic, Barcelona's season turned out for the worst when they met Real Madrid. An early goal from Valverde followed up. Real Madrid went 3-0 ahead just before halftime, with Jude Bellingham making that darting run at the Metala. And early on in the second half, they went on to make it 4-1, and then Rodrigo turned it in and completely just demolished Barcelona. The Catalans did get a goal back just at the 71st minute. Pedri with the through ball out to Gavi, and Gavi was able to square it to actually get Barcelona one goal back. So we're getting towards the end of the season now, and Barcelona has somehow managed to recover. Even though you have not yet caught up with Real Madrid, they're sitting in third place and Madrid is still first. Real Madrid has currently lost only 3 games. They've lost to Barcelona themselves, they lost to Atletico Madrid and Rayo Vallecano. So despite the tough season Barcelona are having, they're somehow on par with Real Madrid when it comes to possession. Both teams now have 59% possession, so it did take a while, but Barcelona are right up there. In the goals department, they haven't scored that many compared to Real Madrid. Real Madrid has 70 goals. So the tiki-taka system, despite the fact that it's controlling possession a whole lot, is not scoring as many goals as Real Madrid normally would, even Barcelona as well. I don't know how many Barcelona normally score in a season. In the 1-0 win over Real Madrid, Lewandowski got the only goal as early as 9 minutes into the game. Since losing that game, Real Madrid has gone on a 3-game winning streak, beating Las Palmas 1-0, following that up with a late equalizer from Jude Bellingham to beat Rayo Vallecano 2-1. They went on to hammer Atletico Madrid 4-0 at the Bernabeu, Rodrigo scoring twice and Vinicius Jr. getting the third goal just before the halftime break, and Felo Mendy put the icing on the tasty cake, making it 4-0 in the second half. With 4 games to go for Barcelona and 5 for Real Madrid, it looks like the title race may be over at this point, but it's still interesting to see if Real Madrid can actually bottle this, but I doubt that they will. So let's get to the end of the season. So the season is finally over with Real Madrid and Barcelona, and at match day 38, Barcelona actually came in third place after losing 10 games. The team that actually came in second was Valencia, and they were 2 points ahead of Barcelona, despite the fact that Barcelona had a higher goal difference. Real Madrid were the champions. They had a goal difference of 47, and looking at the amount of goals that both teams scored, Real Madrid had the highest amount of goals in La Liga with 78, and then Barcelona had only 59. Not a lot of goals scored for both teams, but looking at the possession, which is what we're really interested in, to be honest, Barcelona and Real Madrid both had 59% possession on average. Real San Sebastian, Real Sociedad were actually the best with 60, and they were not far off Real Madrid and Barcelona. The least conceded was actually Real Madrid, conceding 31 goals, and Barcelona were in 5th place conceding 39, 8 goals more than what Real Madrid actually conceded. But Barcelona went on to have the most clean sheets in the league despite having a tough season, and Real Madrid had 14 clean sheets, Barcelona had 16. Both teams were in 5th and 7th place respectively. Barcelona were in 5th place for best pass completion, 90%, and Real Madrid were actually in 7th place with the same 90%. The other teams above them had about 92 or 91% passing completion, which is ridiculous really for Spanish football. Most points per game was Real Madrid with 2.16, Valencia were in 2nd place with 1.89, and then Barcelona in 3rd with 1.84. So not too different from the results that we got in the first test, where we actually didn't touch training, so it didn't really make much difference like that. If you look at the opposition's passes per defensive action for the second test, Real Madrid rose all the way from 18th place to 4th place, and then they had 4.98 passes per opposition's passes per defensive action. So increasing the high press actually helped us win possession back sooner. Barcelona rose from 19th that they were into 12th with 5.22, so they did go on to win the ball sooner, just like Real Madrid did. So while the tests were similar, it did help them win possession a lot sooner. What I did learn is that Real Madrid can actually play tiki-taka possession football. The fact that they had better results than Barcelona in both tests may mean that they have bigger squad depth than Barcelona. I noticed that Barcelona is quite a fragile team compared to Real Madrid, even though they have good players in their first 11. In the second 11, they don't really have anybody that can fill in if somebody got injured. If you look at the squad, players like João Felix and Marc-Andre ter Stegen are currently injured. Ter Stegen's injury is about 3 to 5 weeks now, so he may be a recent injury that he has. So outside the first team players, I don't really see anybody that could step up and then fill in the role and do the exact same job that the players in the first team would have done for Barcelona. But in Real Madrid, it's quite different. They could have a strong squad. It's probably why they did go on to win this. So you guys have seen it. The tiki-taka tactic that worked for Exeter City has also gone on to work in an elite level for Real Madrid and Barcelona. So you will go on to control games, you will have high amounts of possession, and you will end up in the top half of your league, ideally the top 3. But what I've learned is that you may not score as many goals as you want, because it's such a possession hungry tactic that they will not go to try and waste chances. You can go on to or tweak this and play with a higher tempo, or take off the walk the ball into the box instruction if you like. to try and help you have a lot more variety when you're trying to create chances. But outside that, the core of the system is not to waste chances or take any risk with chances, so you will score less goals than you probably want to score. It's up to you to go ahead and tweak the tactic anyway, but that's basically how it worked out on an elite level for Real Madrid and Barcelona. If you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like on it. I did enjoy testing this with an elite team. Thank you for actually asking me to do it. For more Football Manager videos like this, do stay tuned to DarkHorseFM. You can subscribe to the channel, and also remember to leave a like on this video. I'll see you guys with more Football Manager tactic videos like this. Enjoy your Football Manager.